Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two, 1.
On the troll.
Hello, and welcome to Mzansi Reality. We're back again. It's that time where we have to discuss what is going on around the cases of interest and obviously and other stuff. Emily, it's a greeting. And again, please subscribe and like the video. Nothing much to say, but we love you.
Thank you so much, guys. Welcome to Mzansi Reality. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another video. And please don't forget to like and share, because the information that we're about to share now is very important. Because I know when we deliberate cases, people tend to think we're making some stuff up. It becomes difficult. So we have to fully update you guys so that you are not left behind. Okay?
Yes.
So a Zimbabwean man appeared in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court yesterday morning, and he's believed to be the driver of Dr Nandipha Magudumana. He faced charges of assisting an inmate to escape unlawful custody. So in a statement on Sunday, police said they were likely to add more charges for this 31-year-old. His name is Moyo, and he's facing charges of aiding and abetting a convict to escape, fraud, violation of a body, and harboring and concealing an escaped offender. There's a lot of charges. And I remember seeing his demeanor in court. He just looked like, he looked like someone who really regrets for some reason. Maybe he's acting, I don't know, but he's just looking not how I expected him to look.
Confident? You expect the confidence that you saw with others, like
yes,
the look of Magudumane
or
and
Matwara,
chilling and chatting.
Relaxed.
Chit-chatting there, relax.
He was looking more than like he understands the situation that he's in,
But more than anything, she had that face of, I know of what I did, or something like that. And it's my own observation. He has the face of someone who's saying, oh, even like that dinging. It's like someone who's like, here we go.
Hey. So remember that this same guy, Moyo, is the one who allegedly aided Besta's controversial girlfriend, Nandipha Magudumana, to claim Katlego Bereng's body from the National Hospital in Bloemfontein. So Moyo allegedly lied to health workers that Bereng was his brother, Themba Moyo, from Zimbabwe, and that he was a taxi driver.
Okay, what's the surname of this man?
Moyo.
This guy is Moyo? And then when they were taking out
Katlego's body, they claimed him as Themba Moyo, his brother, who was a taxi driver.
Oh, okay.
So Katlego's body was discovered in Besta's single cell where he was burned beyond recognition. And the postmortem...
It will be interesting on what did they use
to claim.
Like any identification and whatnot.
We need to find that out.
Very interesting, because you can't just release a body just because I said this is my brother.
No. But we need to find that out.
Yeah.
So the post-mortem report revealed that the deceased had died as a result of blunt force trauma. The state alleged that while claiming the second body, Magudumana told officials at the morgue that it was the brother of her friend. Already looks suspicious. And Dr. Nandipha from Sentin is friends
is
with
here to claim
Moyo.
on behalf of someone.
And when you look at the Moyo surname,
Can we claim on based, like, can you claim a body as a friend?
need family member, direct family member.
That where they claim that body, that thing needs to be looked at
Thoroughly
because how do they release bodies like that?
So simple.
They in fact, if this case was moving the way it should, those people, they should be questioned.
people who released the body.
They should be. Some of them should be in jail.
Or who were on duty that day, but she was claiming.
Yes. Some of them should be in jail. It's not a question. I mean, based on what we are hearing, friend claiming, and then there was even no submission of some documentation. I'm thinking, because why would a friend come and claim on behalf of a friend?
And the NPA are still going to look on whether Zanda Moyo is here legally or illegally. They don't know yet, but before the bail.
And let's say if it was here, let's say for argument's sake, he was here illegally. The brother, that they were claiming, was he here legally or illegally? Those are the things that we need to look at. And was there any documentation that was submitted? And I still stick on that, because I mean, we want to know. It's not that we are looking at this thing in a. That's why I didn't like to use the fact that we are being told that this is a Zimbabwean, because that sort of creates division and sort of kind of fuel the narrative of what is going on in terms of us and other countries. But the main aim here is to look at the case and hold people who actually enable that accountable. More so, now we've got Zanda Moyo. We need to know how Zanda Moyo went on to claim that body. And those people, if they are found guilty also, or there is even a piece of evidence that shows that these people, they were out of line in acting so or in releasing the body, those people should go to jail too.
Yes, they were too relaxed. You can't have a Dr. Nandipha walking in with a Zanda Moyo, Magudumana and Moyo.
It doesn't mix.
Red flag.
It just doesn't mix.
How do you know Moyo?
Why do you need to come and claim as a friend?
Why are you claiming as a friend?
Where is Moyo?
Already it's a red flag. Why are you releasing the body? So remember, guys, that a fake funeral was held for the man. And police later found that the buried coffin was filled with maize meal. So Ground Up has also seen the evidence that Besta made a booking via an Airbnb for Nandipha Magudumana and 3 other people to stay in a luxury house in Balito between 19th and 30th of April 2022. The booking cost a total of 90,000 rands, 90,800 rands.
Yo, that's yeah.
So among the guests who were there, who were given security access to the house, were BZ Moyo, which is Zanda Moyo, and Zanele Moyo. Copies of their Zimbabwean ID documents were given to the landlord.
Okay.
So
there's documentation in a sense.
This very same 9th suspect, Zanda Moyo, is also believed to have been the same person who allegedly collected Dr. Pashi's passport from her on the 19th of January 2023 and took them to Dr. Nandipha Magudumana for the so-called assisting with documentation for the women's conference abroad. So the magistrate told him that he can appoint a lawyer at his own cost or approach legal aid. The accused said that he wants time to contact his family.
Could it be Baxter and Nandipha, the families that he's talking about, because they were there in his hard times where he lost the brother?
I'm even surprised he was still in the country.
Maybe because of what he was told. I mean, if he knew that this was coming, he was going to escape.
He was, honestly speaking.
I don't think he would have stayed here, but perhaps there was an issue of communication there.
An assurity that nothing was going to happen to him.
Yes.
Maybe that would explain this whole demeanor he had in court. It's almost like he can't believe he's there.
He's there, yes. I'm not involved. Why am I here? There was a bit of maybe assurity that no, you're not gonna. Don't worry, we will cover you up.
Remember, Dr. Pashi said that she had received threats allegedly. So it seems like they are able to communicate allegedly wherever they are.
Look what Dr. Pashi said. It's hearsays for now.
So the magistrate said that the matter requested is to be postponed to the 20th of June, the same day that Besta Magudumana, her father, Solile Zekeleni, is this Zolile Sekeleni?
Sekeleni.
Yes, and others are also back in court. Within this time, the accused must find a lawyer or contact legal aid. Moyo will be back in court on the 20th of June, and the other co-accused will be there with him. In the meantime, he will get a lawyer, and the state will verify his info for a possible bail application. So state prosecutor also brought up the need for a translator because it seemed like he said that he could hear isiZulu but could not necessarily during his demeanor in court. So Moyo opted for an isiNdebele interpreter since he's more of an isiNdebele speaker from Zimbabwe. So isiNdebele says Zimbabwe and isiNdebele says South Africa, though are not the same.
Yeah.
They are not.
They are totally not the same. I think Ndebele is from Zimbabwe. They understand Zulu more than Ndebele.
He was telling the truth in that aspect.
Yeah, they do. They most of them that I know, they even listen to Maskandi. I mean, they speak like.
And their isiNdebele is more closer to isiZulu than isiNdebele here.
Yes, but
the isiNdebele in here, honestly, it's not a child's play.
Most of their words are mostly Zulu, in a sense, because obviously, when they were taken from here in South Africa, they were taken by a Zulu king. Not the Zulu king. It was not the Zulu king because Beguinduna, Ziligas. He became, I think, their king that side.
So they're not the same. I've heard them speak.
They speak
totally different.
It's Zulu, man. It's Zulu. They can fit, like in KZN, they can just fit. It's a few words. Small things that you could actually identify them with. Most people who are not native Zulu speakers, they find it difficult to actually identify if this is Ndebele speaking or a Zulu speaking.
Okay, so also I laughed when I saw Chris Excel reminding the whole country that it was actually Thabo Besta's birthday yesterday. I had to slide it there because I remember that conference where we made people sing happy birthday for him while they were thinking he was in New York.
Yeah, they should start singing. Those who were singing there.
So a few weeks ago, remember, guys, that he was issued an ID and a birth certificate, and it said that he was born on the 13th of June 1986. So he turned 37.
Yeah.
Dr. Nandipha forever.
Yeah.
So moments after this time around, we're moving from a story that I need you guys to pay attention now. This is some more information as to what was happening with Brigadier Jackson Mkhaulesi on that day after the judgment that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana's application to have her deportation declared illegal to be dismissed.
Yeah.
Some funny things were happening, and Brigadier Jackson Mkhaulesi received a phone call that left him agitated and troubled. Now, this is according to a source.
Yeah.
So they're saying before he pulled over on the side of a busy Bloemfontein road and ended his life, Brigadier Jackson Mkhaulesi, the leading investigator in the Thabo Besta escape case, voiced his concerns over his safety. So according to a new report, the veteran policeman claimed he was being followed and feared for his life. According to News 24, A source revealed new information about Brigadier Jackson Mkhaulesi's death earlier this week.
Yeah.
This included the policeman expressing fear for his safety and claimed that he and his team members were being followed.
Okay.
Reporting the concerns to his seniors who were undertaking a risk assessment on him.
Yeah.
So a risk assessment on him, meaning they were watching him, or what? What is a risk assessment?
So I guess they were checking if those allegations were
true.
so that they can provide security. I guess, which is very surprising that one of your star police is telling you that they feel that in fact you say this person is an investigator.
All of this information is alleged, by the way. Took it from News 24.
Yes, you say this person is an investigator. What would actually make you doubt them that they are being followed if they say they are being followed? Looking at the case itself, why would you need time to actually give that person security?
So his death occurred while police were still assessing his concerns. Okay, the policeman reportedly ended his life with a state firearm. A single bullet to the upper body was allegedly recorded. Upper body, so we don't know exactly where the shot went.
The upper body, I'm hoping that it's, I don't know, man. But in my thinking, if you decide to end yourself, it should be the head.
Well, it seems like there's more. The policeman's death occurred minutes after he had left the Bloemfontein High Court when Dr Nandipha Magudumana's urgent application to declare her deportation from Tanzania unlawfully was dismissed. According to the publication, the policeman was overcome with emotion as he left the court.
Yeah.
A source said he left the court in tears and jumped into his vehicle and drove off where he unalived himself. Now the source continued to say, our colleagues are probing what could have led to his death. Depression is also not ruled out.
Demise, yeah.
We don't know why he unalived himself. He was a dedicated and talented senior investigator in the country. So according to the National Police Commissioner, General Fani Masemola, he said no foul play was suspected following the brigadier's death. In a media briefing on Friday, he said, presently, preliminary investigations have revealed that no foul play is suspected. He said, we confirm that Mkhaulesi ended his life after attending the court proceedings. We have sent a team led by General Shadrack Sibiya to look at all angles and equate ourselves and be able to tell the public what the problem was and what could be the possible cause of him unaliving himself. For now, it is a case of him unaliving himself. There is no foul play for now. End quote.
Very interesting character in Sibia. For those who do not know Sibia, this man comes from the Senzo case. I would say, not because he was there, even on the documentaries there.
Mm-hmm. The very first episode.
Yes.
The very first few minutes, he's giving his own
his version
with the
of
case.
what happened after the allegations that he was actually involved. Let us put it like that. Yes, that's what the allegations were saying. And he just came back, ne?
Yes, to the police.
Yeah, he just came back. We are not going to say more.
Let's just give you the information.
Let's just give you the information because it's...
Now I heard this name, Shadrack Sibiya, and I'm like, this name sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you guys remember the first episode of the Senzo Meyiwa documentary on Netflix? This man was denying all allegations that he knew or had a relationship with Chico Twala.
Yes.
And that's what he was being accused of around the case. And he was the head of the Hawks Gauteng on 26th of October 2014 during the time period of Senzo Meyiwa's untimely demise.
There was even that question that we posed of what were Hawks doing there?
Yes, because they have to do with specific crimes,
Yes.
not necessarily crimes.
They
like
must be
murder.
dispatched at a certain level. Someone must give that command. There's that question
It's
that was
very rare
lingering.
that
It
they
was
come
obviously not answered because
at the scene of the crime. It's very rare. So with
you'll never see Hawks somehow just anywhere. It must be that something that has been investigated, and then they realize that this is not within our range of doing things. Then we need people who have speciality of doing that, investigating organized crime and everything. We even had a definition of what Hawks do.
Yes, we unpacked it. The first review episode we did on the Senzo Meyiwa documentary.
Yes.
We had a lot of questions concerning that alone. So now he has been granted a new position, Shadrack Sibiya. Okay, he has been appointed the Deputy National Police Commissioner responsible for detectives.
Yeah.
This sounds like a big position. It sounds like it's up there in the country when it comes to the police.
Do you have
service.
the background information as to why he was actually kind of suspended?
I'll get into it. So City Press published this news on the 9th of June last week, Friday, and they reported that the police service is preparing to make announcements soon. So the police are preparing to announce this position and who has been appointed for it. Now, a little bit about Sibiya's background. Sibia returned to the police service following a stint at the city of Johannesburg as head of forensics after his appointment by former mayor Herman Mashaba. So allegedly he was head of forensics at city of Johannesburg before being given this position that he's just got now. And now he's expected to oversee all investigations of the police service. So Sibia is not new to the police service. He has served under former Hawks head Anwar Dramat. And I think we have a picture with him and Anna Dramat while they were in court. So he was serving under Anwar Dramat, who was the head of the Hawks at the time.
Okay.
So we have a picture of them. They were attending a court. I'm going to briefly discuss why they were in court.
Yes.
And the other guy on the left, they call him, his nickname
With a
is
bit of
Cowboy.
white hair. Yes.
Yeah. The Anwar Dramat is the one with the white hair, yes.
Yes.
And then the one who's wearing a hat, they call him Cowboy, allegedly. I don't know his full name. Cowboy Maluleke, yes.
Oh, he has the head. He has the
and
head.
the cowboy hat.
He has the head. So you never. You don't have to take it off in court, right?
I don't know. Depends on the judge.
All
I
of
guess.
these people, they just play with us. You know, they make us take our heads when we go attend this court. Hey, my church.
I think they look at
This one is
you
special.
first. So his period as the Gauteng top cop was cut short when he was suspended, along with Dramat and former Hawks captain Cowboy Maluleke for allegedly being involved in the rendition of Zimbabwean nationals, an allegation of which they were criminally cleared of. So they were cleared in that court procedure. So a rendition is the legal procedure or process of sending a suspected criminal to another country to be interrogated or detained, usually for law enforcement purposes.
Yeah.
Which is what I remember at the beginning, before Thabo and Dr Nandipha were transported back into the country. A lot of lawyers were saying that this was going to be a rendition. So Sibia was dismissed from the police service, but the Labour Appeal Court last year ordered that he be reinstated to his post following a marathon battle to clear his name.
Yeah.
Sibia was fired in 2015 by the acting head of the Hawks, Benin Tlemeza, following a disciplinary inquiry into his alleged role in the illegal deportation of 5 Zimbabwean nationals in 2010.
Okay.
So in 2020, the Labour Court found that his dismissal was procedurally and substantially unfair, but did not order that he be reinstated,
Okay.
prompting him to take the matter on appeal.
Okay.
So the court found that basically he had done nothing wrong with this rendition deportation thingy,
Okay.
and the procedure was unfair
Right.
that was used to fire him.
Look, I'm not going to dwell on that. But I'm going to question the level of this case and the cloud that is already upon this case, making it look so bad somehow. So, yes, someone was cleared, but do you decide to give that person right away this kind of a job? In this case of a national interest, with what we have been reading right now about this man, who is, yes, clean according to court, but that thing of saying that he had to go through all these things, and there's those question marks, a bit of question marks that still linger in our heads as public, that we haven't gotten the time to clear such. As much as the court said this is the case, but do you allocate such a person to this case, or you allocate someone somewhere? I would like to believe there's a lot of resources.
Well, he's going there to investigate the unaliving of Brigadier Jackson Mkhaulesi.
Very interesting.
So
It's very interesting. It's very interesting. First of all, you fail to give protection to someone that is investigating high-profile case. Secondly, that person is no more because of there is that little belief of it could be related to the case, and you give it to someone who also has his own character, in a sense, who's not new to our face, who's not new to news.
So, speaking exclusively to City Press after the judgment last year, Sibia said the process had tormented him and his family. He said if the Labour Appeal Court ruling means a lot to him and his family. He said, I feel vindicated. I really want to thank our courts. You can see that our courts work and our justice system really works. From the very beginning, starting with the first move that I took to Judge Elias Motojani, who said Ntlemeza is a dishonest man who lacks honor and integrity. Now, he said, showed I was determined to clear my name. From the onset, every court ruled on my side. Justice has prevailed. I always expected this outcome, he said. Now, Sibia's name has been referenced during the ongoing murder trial of the 5 men accused of killing former Bafana Bafana and Orlando Pirates goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa. Sibia and others are accused of having contaminated the crime scene and of protecting some people linked to the murder. In his defense, he explained himself, and this is what he had to say. And I quote, remember, if you are employed by the SAPS and you are employed as the head of the Hawks, it is your job to attend crime scenes when called upon. The question is, who called upon him?
Yeah, that is a question that we asked, and we haven't gotten that answer. I mean, we still are here.
Now he says, I was called to the crime scene like other officials who were asked to assist to establish what could be done and give guidance when necessary. I did what I was supposed to do at that point in time, but also But I also want South Africans to know that at no point was I ever in charge of a case docket or involved in the investigation.
But you did give guidance.
From the very onset, the decision was taken that the murder would be investigated by a group of detectives. And that matter was assigned to the detective from the scene at that point. We're gonna allege he's talking about Brigadier Jackson on this incident and his team.
When was it determined? Was it determined when he was called?
When he was called.
Already there. What was the
before,
point of him going there?
Or
in
after?
fact?
When was it determined?
Mm.
At no point or at no stage have I obtained a statement, conducted any investigation, or directed any investigator. So my role was very minimal.
Is he part of the people who are going to testify?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Sibia mentioned he had many years' experience as a police officer and would not contaminate a crime scene. Remember us questioning that, let's say he arrived on that day at the incident of the scene. I mean, as this police detective with so much experience,
Yes.
he could not tell that the house was cleaned.
The house was maybe contaminated.
He couldn't tell.
Those are the things, because, I mean, he's here saying that. It'll be very interesting to hear his point of view on that case, in fact.
It will be very interesting because right now nothing is making quite sense. I know it's been a long time ago, but So he said that he led the anti-cash in transit heist unit in the country.
Exactly, that's what Hawks do.
And reduced the crime trend to zero. That's what usually Hawks deal with, right?
Exactly.
Not arriving at scenes of murder.
No.
So he said he also led the anti-corruption task team in the Eastern Cape of former President Jacob Zuma. He led the Scorpions in the Free State, and he said that he knows how to preserve a crime scene. He said that he didn't even know Kelly Kumalo, Chico Twala. He also claims that he also didn't know Senzo. Bombastic side eye.
It's a very huge one.
He said, and I quote, "Why would I go there with the intention of contaminating the crime scene?"
Since you didn't know Senzo in any case, why then were you there? Because they are not there most of the time when these things happen into normal people in townships and everywhere else. Why were you there then?
Then why was he there? He didn't know Senzo, right?
Who called?
Who called you? So he said, and I quote, "Why would I go there with the intention of contaminating the crime scene? I don't think any of the officials at that point would go there with such intentions because none of them knew the people at the scene."
None of them knew the people at the scene. None of them.
Are you sure? Certain that none of them knew.
The boldness in speaking on behalf of everyone. Yeah.
So guys, we gave you the information. My job is to give you the information so that when the time comes and we speak certain things and we're deliberating the case, you are not now left behind. This is a moving train. We don't want anybody to fall behind. So stay updated on this kind of information because it becomes very important later on as we connect the dots of what's happening.
Yeah. I think on my side, there's nothing more to say.
But all of this information...
It's one of those where you like...
Very interesting. Penny for thoughts. Yes. So you guys tell me what you think on the comment section down below. Tell us what you think and we'll
While
be
you're
there.
at it, please subscribe.
While you're at it, subscribe.
And comment
And
down there.
Yeah, and also like the video, you know.
Yes.
If you like this new information,
Leave your comments there
like the video.
on the comment section. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Until the next one, guys. Bye.